So a lot of knowledge workers are at the risk of AI taking their jobs and so on and so forth, right? So you have to be on the top of the co-pilot that you have. So if you're a data analyst, there'll be a data analyst AI working with you. If you're a software developer, there's a GitHub co-pilot. If you're a marketing guy, you should know what a Canvas AI co-pilot does, and so on and so forth. So you should be the master of those tools, because that's how things will evolve, and you'll be offloading more and more of your work into your co-pilots, right? So that's one specific skill.
What's a copilot? Sorry.
I'm sorry, just to step back a bit, a lot of companies are now building bots to do half the work for you. So for example, MS Excel, earlier if you had to get a sum of a table, you had to write sum of these five columns or rows or something like that. Or in marketing, if you had to build a poster for a wedding invite, you had to do a lot of manual work. Now everyone is bought in a bot, where you can in natural language write what you want, and it gives you the first draft. So it will give you the first draft of the wedding invite, and then you can change things based on your recommendation. Same we do with scripts or something like that. So those things are now being built into the products. So if you're a software developer, your console would say, do you want me to complete this function, right? So you should be on top of all those tools. Almost all knowledge workers within 1.5 years for sure would have co-pilots running with them, doing half their work. So it's a bit sort of dystopian maybe, but it is what is going to happen. Coming back, so you have to be on top of all the AI advances specifically in your field. The second thing, obviously, just to repeat, is a little bit of risk taking, uh, as we were discussing about decision making, right? So when a fork comes in the road for you, do you take always the easy path, right? I mean, you have to because things are going to be easy going forward, right? So if you always take the easy path ki Netflix dekh lete hain ya fir ye to sahi hi chal raha hai, तो you have to take the hard parts once in a while, because that builds your muscle, right? Because at 30 or at 40, if you have to take a hard decision and you've never taken a hard decision in your life, how would you jump off the cliff, right? So decision making, and especially taking some risky bet, not all risky bets, is super important. The other is obviously learnability. So I mean, to be more specific, if you're not dedicated 15-20% of your time in learning a new skill, or this was not as dangerous earlier on, this is super dangerous right now. I mean, um, so if you don't dedicate 20-30% of time, it doesn't have to be this week, right? But over a 6-month period or an 8-month period or 1 year, you've not learned anything new, right? So you have to like look into your soul and see ki kya ho raha hai. So these are some of the top, and obviously leadership is going to be super important, which is also similar to how do you interact with your fellows and stuff like that, because a lot of your problems are going to be solved by machines. So how you build a tribe, how you actually work with the people around you, is going to be super important, which a lot of people don't acknowledge, which people think that if they're a great IC, there's still space in the world for them, but it's going to be limited.